now during the midterms. In some cases, Republican candidates proved so awful, Democrats, either running against those candidates or the president himself, could literally stay in their basement and win. We'll get to Mr. Biden's victory lap in a minute. This time last night, we thought Republicans would take control of the House by 9 p.m. 22 hours later, that still has not happened, although it is likely, emphasize likely, but not certain to happen. If they do, it will be a thin majority, given Kevin McCarthy the unenviable job of trying to manage 220 so House members each with a de facto veto over his leadership. This time last night, Republicans were licking their lips at the possibilities of 54 Senate seats. They will be lucky, very lucky, to win the Senate. And that is where we start at the Smart Board with Scott Tranter from Decision Desk HQ, who I think has slept about an hour. Sometime.
Give or take.
Give or take. All right. Georgia Senate goes to a runoff. So it is now 49 Republican, 48 Democrat in the Senate. Remember, the Republicans need to get to 51. Democrats only have to get to 50. So you got to win 2 of 3, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia. Georgia goes to a runoff. We'll look at Arizona first right now. Mark Kelly ahead of Blake Masters. This is tight. This is much wider margins than what the last polling averages were. Maricopa County, which you always heard of, 52-45. More votes coming in 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
And those are going to probably break the same way.
Yeah, we expect those to break for Mark Kelly, and we expect a lot of votes. We don't know how many. That's the key. In the more rural counties to come in as well. And
so Yuma County, but the number of votes in places like Yuma County versus Maricopa, is it possible for Masters to make up this overall margin?
It is possible, and the key here is we've got to get some good information from these counties on how many votes are left to count.
How is it possible that 24 hours later we don't have good information?
That is a good question. This is not something that is new. This is how Arizona chooses to count its ballots. They have quite a few mail-in ballots. They have quite a few early voters, and this is the order in which they do it. This is not new. This is how long it took in 2020, 2018, and, pretty much all the time.
Suffice it to say, you'd a lot rather be Mark Kelly here.
Correct.
All right. So conceivably, we'll see how this breaks. Arizona goes to the Democrats. But Nevada, at the current moment, if you had to be one of these two people, Adam Laxalt, Catherine Cortez Masto, the incumbent Democrat, you would rather be Adam Laxalt in Nevada. Right now, obviously, Clark County is the place to be. You've got 26,000 votes or so separating them in Clark. The overall number, just so we give you a sense, is better than 20,000 separating the two of them. All right, you think about Elko County all the way up in the northeast part, very rural. Laxalt's winning it by, what?
Significantly.
60%. How many more votes conceivably are there out in this?
So we're going to know counties like Elko later tonight when they do press conferences, somewhere around 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern. We expect to find a few more thousand in counties like Elko. We expect to find a few more thousand in some of these other counties you see here. The question is it 1,000 or 5,000? And the difference there could make the difference for calling that race.
And then you guys called Georgia going to a runoff 4 or 5 hours before any other network. Raphael Warnock, Herschel Walker. Warnock in the lead right now, but won't get over 50%. Now you think about how we got here. You and I had talked a lot about the idea of ticket splitting. In Georgia, Warnock over Herschel Walker by a point. Look at the governor's race there. Brian Kemp wins by 8 points. Then we go to New Hampshire. Chris Sununu wins by 15 points, 16 points, and Maggie Hassan, the Democrat, then wins. We're talking about splitting tickets in Ohio, Georgia, and New Hampshire by double digits. Is there anything to explain that other than candidate quality?
No, that's the leading theory. New Hampshire has a little bit of history of that, but Georgia does not. I mean, no one would have picked ahead of time that you have Kemp win at the top and not be able to carry Walker across the finish line. There are a significant amount of voters in Georgia who said, I want a Republican governor, but I'm not ready for a Republican senator like Herschel Walker.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.